Nti afi entinto mu ewo Ghana nkomo mu di ahya no so mam say Adom TV so Adom TV so be dwonjumedie so na hu so ehwe awo kanse hu sempan sa kana no pemedin de Enoch Kwasi Wolanyo Wallace agudie catch ba ko pe ana masin kunya ekɔ ne kwanten kɔ de sanhye so nkwitimi jaw ye hya se de afi Ghana Football Association fo catch bi di ahya no so mam say wo mo mpanyimfo tintim krata e de koja ka fo mpanyimfo so mo fo mani nkyerem e UEFA fo catch na afi UEFA assistant program no mutimi emfa mom ampa ka fo mpanyimfo abo mutin kwa Japan nyame adoma omba betete referee ewo Ghana ha na aboa masa na ma no atua san koye edi aboa e ma yetimi tete nkwala nkuma ewo Ghana gudi Edwin Simon Okaku Football Association president wono ana san kumo yi we ho asotire.
We looked for people or partners who would help us solve our problems. One of such was the UEFA assist. Now, how do we assess that? We went through CAF with a big support from CAF. We did application for the UEFA assist for a van, and through the hard work of the Secretariat, we now have this amazing van donated by UEFA through the UEFA assist program to ensure that we get our coaching at the grassroots level to its utmost best. I'm extremely excited. I'm very grateful to CAF. I'm very grateful to UEFA for this amazing assistance. I think that this will go a long way to help our rejuvenated Technical Directorate to be on the go again. And in saying this, let me say kudos to our former Technical Director, Francis Otia Kenten. He was key in we identifying this possibility. He was key in ensuring that Ghana did not lose out on this facility. So I say thanks to him so much. This is the way we must work. Francis Otia Kente has played a big role in Ghanaian football history, and this is one of the many opportunities that he found for us, and we worked on it, and today we have this special minivan here. I'm sure that I'll have the chance to travel across the country with members of our Technical Directorate.
The Cat Edwin Simon Okaku Ghana Football Association president Nathan and Cancer will say Omakwaji minivan fee UEFA form paying for way assist with the mom sebe bitian samboa na coaches tikrum hano omo etimi akọ ekronum na ahia na omo eti talent bitian boa ema Ghana gudi asotwan sa santia chemen Kenya me adoma e be ko so edi san hyehyɛ so nkwa hyehyɛ hwesa na nema besi akọ but the free ho no ana Ghana Football Association form paying omo general secretary ne din ene Prosper Harris na do papa yi o manimfo enka no edwuma de ma MTN fo na ne nkomo de abadi na ne se FIFA form paying for the anti-doping regulation for question saba omo ehwɛ nim se kwan bia so no countries a ewo wiase afo betwen se di so sa adwumadi omo kyese on the 1st of January 2021 and yebesha ase dia adwuma nti Prosper Senado asoti ewo anti-doping fufura eno sort of family.
Following the World Anti-Doping Agency's approval of the new World Anti-Doping Code and FIFA being a signatory to that code, it was only prudent for FIFA to then revise its doping regulations to conform to the new doping code of the World Anti-Doping Agency Foundation. And so for FIFA having done that, now it behoves on the member association to also update their doping regulations or adopt the FIFA one, and to ensure that when it comes into effect in January, we'll all be ready to abide by the tenets of the regulations. There were two choices. Either you draft a new one for your member association, and when you take that option, you still have to put a line in there which says that when there's a conflict between your regulation and the FIFA regulation, the FIFA one will be superior to your own. And the second option is to adopt the FIFA one directly in whole, and then obey the provision of the GFA medical committee. They reviewed it, and the recommendation from the medical committee headed by Dr. Baba with Dr. Percy Annan and then Dr. Blobi Memes. The recommendation is that we should adopt the FIFA one in all and obey the tenants. So at the last executive committee meeting held on Monday, the executive committee adopted the FIFA regulations. The regulation comes into effect in January 2021, on the first day of January. So we've sent it to all stakeholders, officials of the clubs, officials of the FA. We also have our copies. We'll read it carefully because it binds all of us to follow the provisions thereof and ensure that we stay clear of doping. So that's why we are sending it very early. The FIFA sent it very early to us, so we are also sending it very early to our members so that we go through the stages and make sure that by January 1st we'll be ready and then we'll abide by it. The new things to look for in the new code, we're talking about the competition period. In competition period, those who are familiar with codes will tell doping code will tell you that there is a difference between in competition and when you are not in competition, and then there are differentiation between players. There's a strong emphasis on anti-doping education, which we would have to do, and then the setting up of testing pools. There are additional offenses. There's a whistleblower protection. There's exclusion of non-compliant member association. Results of management and the education process, and then the procedure too has been strengthened. So our participants in our game, I'm talking about players, I'm talking about club officials, GFA officials, club owners, anybody who has a role to play in our game, to read it carefully, because we will make sure that the code works.
Prosper Harrison, the General Secretary of the Ghana Football Association, can say or chair the new regulations are anti-doping for Eddie Abijay, anti-doping dia, or my friend Bonnet, and I say a shindu bonnet at the core redeem him. Nobody see a case say I have buying and I say Subin or no my enyano, Nino, or more at the home emirate and Saba Fisa Brico the clubs no, Ebi dis and she says to Cusano, and I watch the munya at such a dinant and Yamiaduma, and my permanent behe, send a name of Bisiaco, I was said media 2021, and a besha says a year Jumano. You call you see Bazigi, or no, and the Black Princess of Ghana, national under 20 female team. No. Now, almost all qualifies Bakwa, and some Guinea Bissau for the 2021 FIFA under 20 Women's World Cup. Now, you see Bazigi say, man about Campano, or her said, be between your bonding, obeying me at your come boom, now for my cohesion. We now at 10 car terms are, or come boom, and they share my wedding, say, be on with me, and they are case in 10 times a year.
We started training on Monday. Individual training, just as we are doing right now. The response to training is not too bad. We started on the lower pace so that we climb slowly, and it has been a blessing in disguise for us. We wish them into physical conditioning. We will be doing it at a slower pace, and up to the end of this week before we go into individual ball game from Monday. So from now till Monday, we'll be taking it easy, and we'll do strength and power tomorrow so that they'll rest on the next day, because we are going to work on the lower and upper extremities. So as a result of that, they will need at least 24 hours rest before we do recovery, and then we continue from there. Actually, it has affected them. You see, most of them have put on much weight, but that is why I'm taking my time, or we are taking our time to reduce the weight. It should be vigorous exercises that will let them. It should be on a slower.
Yusuf Bazigi, head coach, the Black Princess of Ghana, national under 20 female team, no, and I hear say, or then come age, no, your court national under 17, my one from said the Black Maidens of Ghana, also coach Baba Nu, on a kita team, no, ɔsɛ Bof Kasem optimistic say kakra on my wana no nyame adom ɔmo so qualify Adom anim against Nigeria between October and November no ɔmo beti akopagya franka no agina yi e dia magana.
Not bad. You know, under this situation, we have to also revise our training. We know we have to observe all the protocols, and so we have not forgotten. And then what we're doing for now is that we're doing more of individual work. We're trying to see how we can work individually. We'll still be in a group, but the individual work is more than working as a group. And as we are working, we're also trying to see how we observe the protocols. Because once we come to training, then everybody will take off the nose mask. I'm talking about the players. Then immediately after training, everybody will put back the nose mask. Then we are in it until such a time that we are coming back for training. At dining, they are in nose mask. Inside their room, they are in nose mask. So we are fully aware of whatever is happening, and we are very careful with whatever we are doing. So I'm sure by the following weeks, the weeks coming, everything will be normal, and then we shall also revise our training.
Nti Hani Edibesi taking over, wrapping up, and then showing a guy. Shano Sumami said, "Boy for her, but madam, I'm not touch the bar. A boy, I made the do her. Boy for her, about criminal, dear bar, her son, and Shani see you quite be ada kama. And I feel so ointment, and also said to me, can be to me, boy, and a boy for cool beaters, Mr. Cuckoo, never flew baby, or said to me, come boy for cool beaters, yeah, cool see ta, the bomber near my 8 year kuye de mount. More than that, so beating for boy for her by 40244 726367. Now on a boy for her by phone paying for Chunkumon. I've always told you that betting is better than Sakawa. 1x bet, let me do one dance. I'm betting there. I'm not back when I say don't be greedy. And I have money, but now the two bet also betting and sanction. Nemum, I hinted 7 is trying to be for, and I wouldn't be for 2 weeks. I could be on pass your betting for Facoton. Now, or there be Gusso, or as a CB, a Japadia, CB betting a coton. There be Gusso trying to be for, and I didn't be for. 1x bet, and I do one dance. I'm nemum bet diwa. Also, be Britain, Tiafa, Junica Cratwin, you will be annual cemetery. Yes, also between such 1x bet and 1 dance and a medical madama. Woman attached the man and open so they can see some pines are kite me jaw. Over Campaduna for Presse or Madama. Woman dietitian says she hard working Sergio Manuchu. On also the market in a wonderful members of the crew copying for make up to make down. Also, your mafia DSC Kama and Maniama 18 Queen. Within the Enoch, Kwesi, Walanyo, Wallace, a good catch back. The act of being a good guest is to now to say goodbye.